everyone. Thanks for taking the time to come by today. So I'm Brian and Inforce. We both work on 1Password Developer, and today we're going to talk about securing app development with 1Password and AWS Secrets Manager. So when preparing for this talk, I was thinking about the themes that connect AWS and 1Password, and one of the things that is in our history is make things simpler. I recall the first time I learned about AWS, and it's coming up on the 20th anniversary, I think, next year. And it was one of these things where they launched S3, and I was like, that's kind of strange for Amazon to launch that. And here, 20 years later, they clearly identified that making things easier for developers, even an engineer in a dorm room, to have access to the best infrastructure was going to change the game. And when we think about 1Password, that's the same kind of trend across our history. So we started as a 2005, a consumer password management offering. I became an early customer. I was a long-time customer before I joined the company. And what's been key the whole time is make the simple thing the secure thing. Since then, though, we've evolved into a massive B2B offering as well, with over 150,000 customers using our products and services. And so last year, we announced our extended access management offering, and that includes device health, and really it's about securing every login to every application from every device, no matter where your employees are. And so today we're going to talk about our new integration. So yesterday we announced a strategic collaboration agreement with AWS, and we also announced AWS Secrets Manager syncing. And we're really excited that this is built on top of confidential computing platform and AWS Nitro enclaves, and Inforce is going to walk us through some of that a little later. So 1Password Extended Access Management, really about securing every single sign-in to every application from any device. And this allows you as IT and security professionals to feel more confident saying yes to your employees when they're starting to use new types of applications, because 1Password gives you that safety net to ensure the security policies you need are enforced and available. So when we think about the problem, this is a durable problem. So getting back to today's talk and our integration with AWS Secrets Manager, one of the most durable problems that's happening right now is secret sprawl. It won't go away. And here's some stats on like what's happening right now. And so really we believe that we can make the simple thing the secure thing when it comes to secrets management. And what does that mean? Developers need simple secrets management. They have enough on their plate. They don't need more complex workflows to manage their secrets. And what we're doing is bringing simplicity to secrets management by leveraging the 1Password Password Manager desktop client to embed that in the desktop client your developers are already using for their password management. So 1Password Developer, you can think of it as sitting alongside our leading password management offering. And that's obviously where we are known from, as I mentioned, in the history of the company. But we're also a leader in passkey security in coordination with the FIDO Alliance. And 1Password Developer sits alongside our passwords and passkey support. And it has all the tools you need for the different types of credentials your developers are using. There's a built-in SSH agent, there's secrets management built in. So it really is this bundle of tools all in the one place, and with the user experience users love about 1Password. And so when we break down 1Password Developer, what's in there? You have the tools bucket, which as I mentioned is the SSH agent, and Inforce is going to demo that as well. We also give you the integrations you need, including the new one we're announcing yesterday. We announced yesterday. But you also get the building blocks you need. You have the CLI, you have SDKs, and you also have built-in CI/CD integrations if you need them. And then this week we're announcing environments feature within our desktop client password manager, and also our secure syncing to Secrets Manager. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Inforce to walk us through.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. So I'll show you how 1Password can make your life easier throughout the entire stages of the software development lifecycle. And to do that, I have a little demo application here. It's my first time in Philly, and I've been told it's always sunny here in Philadelphia. So Brian and I made a little application that lets you ask questions about the weather to see if that's actually the case, and then give recommendations on places to go based on the actual weather forecast. So for a project like this, the first thing I want to do is set up Git and SSH. And I'll probably have to Google the exact SSH keygen command that I have to run in my terminal, come up with a random but memorable passphrase, copy the public key from the .pub file on disk, go to the GitHub settings, paste it in, go back to my terminal, eval the SSH agent command, run SSH add to decrypt and add the key. A lot of work, really a lot of work. So with 1Password's SSH integration, this is now all natively built into the 1Password desktop app and into the browser extension. So I can generate a key right from the GitHub UI and automatically fill in the public key. And then I can use the SSH agent that's built into the desktop app to authenticate all my Git commands from my terminal or from my IDE or Git client. So yeah, you may recognize the GitHub UI here, but now I can generate a key right from the UI without leaving the browser. So I'll click create and fill, and if I now run a Git command in my terminal, the SSH agent will ask for biometric approval. So I'll approve that, 1Password unlocks, and my Git command will succeed. And what's nice is that this also works for Git commit signing. So you can pull, push, and sign commits without the private key ever leaving the 1Password application process. And setting it up only took a few clicks in the UI instead of all these commands. But yeah, as you know, SSH keys are not the only credentials needed in the development process. So this application will need a weather API key to fetch the weather data, and it'll need a Google Places API key to come up with these recommendations. Also, I want to use different credentials for my dev environment and for my prod environment. So as Brian said, we just launched some brand new functionality that allows you to define secrets and other environment variables right from within 1Password. So in the desktop app, I'll go to the developer tab, I'll go to the environments card, and I'll create a new environment to use for my local development setup. I'll give it a name. And then I'll click new variable, and I'll add the weather API key. And I'll add the Google Places API key. And I'll save that. And it was also good to know if you already have a .env file on disk, you can easily batch import all the environment variables into 1Password. So with the secrets now saved in 1Password, I can invite my team and have them collaborate on this environment and give them the permissions that they need to do their work without depending on me to be some kind of middleman that I really don't want to be. So the team can make edits as they need right from the 1Password desktop app once I invite them. So yeah, I have the secrets now stored in 1Password. That's cool, but how do I load them and use them in my application? And this is where the new Destinations tab comes in. So here you can configure where you want the secrets to actually end up. And for the secrets in my dev environment, I want to be able to use them in my locally running application. And to do that, I can have 1Password mount an in-memory .env file that my app can access as if it were a regular .env file. So that means I don't have to change my application code. And similar to SSH, this will trigger an unlock prompt. And upon approval, 1Password will populate the file with the environment secrets that are defined here. So if I click on Destinations, I have a local env file destination configured here, configured at this path. And if I then go to the terminal and I try to read the file, I will get prompted to populate the file. And I'll approve that again with biometrics, which will unlock the file and unlock 1Password to provide the secrets to my application. So the secrets are now loaded on demand from 1Password. With a little comment that this is generated by 1Password, so it's one way. Yeah, so now in my production environment, that's a little bit different, right? So my application will run on AWS like pretty much everyone else here in this venue. And my application has permissions to access AWS Secrets Manager. But how do I now get these secrets into AWS Secrets Manager? And you guessed it, that's another destination. So with the brand new AWS Secrets Manager integration, you can configure secrets to be automatically synced to AWS, so that any edits that your team makes in the 1Password app, they'll become instantly available to AWS Secrets Manager. And yeah, here's how that looks. So I'll go again to the Destinations tab, but in this case, it's not a local file, but it's AWS Secrets Manager. And if I then enable that and go to the AWS console, I'll see the secret synced here with a banner that says that the data is actually managed by 1Password. And so the secrets are here now, even though they were defined in 1Password. And if I now go back to 1Password and if I make a change, say I want to override the log level that's been configured in my application, I'll set it to debug because I need to fix an issue. Because it's not really a confidential value, I can also unmask it because it's not really, it makes it a bit easier to read. And then I'll go back to the AWS console. Here it says that it's in sync. And now if I refresh the AWS console, I'm going to see the updated environment here with the new value that I just added. So it's instantly available in AWS Secrets Manager. And then my application can use one of the many AWS platform integrations natively provided by AWS to load the secrets into the app from AWS Secrets Manager. So yeah, you may be wondering, how does this all work? What happens under the hood if someone changes an environment variable in 1Password? And what happens here is that an AWS Nitro enclave within 1Password's confidential computing system will get invoked to perform the actual sync to AWS. By delegating the sync process to a Nitro enclave, as opposed to executing the sync locally, we can offer a much more reliable sync and an instant and always on sync. And what's also nice is that one person on the team can set up the integration once for an environment, and then other team members can be invited to edit the environment in 1Password without requiring each team member to have an AWS credential available to locally perform the sync to AWS. So really, AWS Nitro enclaves have been a big enabler here. And it's really what powers this and what allows us to do this in a way that fits within the 1Password security model that 1Password is known for, where 1Password is unable to ever access the secrets or even trick the enclave into syncing data that's been tampered with. So to summarize, I've covered how you can use 1Password for Git and for SSH, and how you can populate .env files for local development, and how you can unify and simplify secrets management within your team by using the built-in AWS Secrets Manager sync integration. And I'll now pass it back to Brian to wrap it up.
Thanks, Forrest. Incredibly excited by the confidential computing platform and the Nitro enclaves and like the use cases they're allowing us to unlock. Like, very excited. And I think the theme that we talked about here was like lowering complexity, and by doing that, we can just improve the security posture of a team and also increase their productivity because it's just easier to use on the desktop clients they use every day. And so also 2025 focus areas, that's just one glimpse of what we're working on. But with our extended access management opportunity, we're focused on more security features around device application governance and also just enterprise acceleration. Again, like increasing productivity by giving employees the tools they need to just make the simple thing the secure thing. And then agentic AI security, obviously we're in the nascent stage here. There's a lot of exciting things going to happen in that area, and 1Password's hard at work at that as well. So you'll see more on that from us in the coming months. And then, thank you, that's it. I think actually some of the PMs from the AWS Secrets Manager team is here as well. So we'll step aside, happy to answer any questions. And if not, there's a 1Password booth just over there. Cool, yeah, please. Yeah, we can step aside here. Yeah, great. Cool, thanks everyone.